Round 3. Haven't won a match. Was battle. Much better hand than the other ones, actually. We even have misstep bait. Quite strong. Yeah. What I want to use is misstep bait. I don't want to just use this top as misstep bait, but if I use the soul ring and it resolves, I have much more options moving forward. So let's go with the soul ring. Soul ring resolved. Top resolve. Can't play around mind break trap anyways. Top also resolves. I can just time walk then. I mean, they're a force of will deck. If they force, we can spin and look for a force, which is kind of nice. Force of will, pitching force of will. Let's see what we can spin. Bad. Digs us pretty deep, resets, gets to replay top, we get to spin top. Pretty nice place to be. For blue sources goes. I actually do want a land. Easy fetch those away and we don't lose any blue sources for the turn. So drawing a preordain is pretty fine. So I'm actually gonna just repeal trick. Activate this, hold priority, peel it. You crack here and get rid of that other land, but I think it's fine to have another fetch land here. Having another fetch man means 6 card looks with our top. Get another island. It's good to have an opal, but we don't really want to draw an opal per se. I actually think we want to draw the opal. We'll get an opal when we need one. That's exactly what we're looking for. Three, four, five, six. Use a colorless. Keep our fetch. I like where we're at. We're certainly got churned through a good portion of our deck so far. Sure, top is fine. Oh, it's a PO mirror. Interesting. Hopefully we don't die. We know there's a ponder and a land. I don't really want either of those. I just want the treasure cruise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cruise and we're going to fetch. Fetch gives us another mist that's not ancestral in our yard. So it's pretty good here. We do kind of want to keep ancestral. I don't mind keeping walk either. We have plenty of mana to spare. This needs to get forced. Would be fine for us. Our opponent is very low on action. And we can still spin into a force of our own if we really want to. We can if we had played the Mana Crypt, we could have spun into a Force and hardcast it, which would probably have been better. But then we don't get to play a lot of our secondary blue cards after, so not keen on that. Nice. We can start with a spin. Spin doesn't hurt us too much, as we have a. All right, yeah, let's do a Snap Ancestral. How about that? They could have a Flusterstorm right now. So I can let this I can let the floating mana go just to play around that Flusterstorm. Really no reason to run straight into that Miser Storm. So we know the cards that we're going to be drawing, but it does reset our top of our library, puts a Snapcaster onto the board, keeps us churning really. And of course we can, now that we know what's going on, we can very easily play our Crypt and spin. What we're really looking for here is a second Force maybe, or a PO. PO works. All right. So we're going to use our Preordain to draw the key. Well, doesn't really matter which one we have it draw. Key is free because we have the 2 mana things, but Pearl is obviously also free, so. Alright, so we have 1 Force to protect from shenanigans, and we have the ability to go off next turn, and we should win the game after that. If we had left open blue mana, we could also have Harkles to prevent a PO go off. But we should be fine. Don't really think we need to do that. This is good Force of Wolf Otter. So is this dig here if we know we have a PO. Though we currently don't have repeatable blue sources on our PO, drawing like 7 gonna be good enough, especially when we do have an additional 2 blue to do snap PO. So I'm not too worried that we don't have something like a Mox Opal or a Sapphire. Give me a Mentor. Yeah, I don't care about a Mentor. I'm gonna let a Mentor resolve for sure. I would much rather protect our PO than care about a Mentor. Sure, go for it. Fetch away their top. Doesn't make very much sense. Add a second top, but then you could do top loops. I don't really get it, but fine. Okay, let's win the game. So we're gonna definitely preordain and get another thing to pick up. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 plus top. 8. 8's pretty good. There it is, not interactive. Blind fetch for a Forcible? Sure. Good play. Alright, and we drew another PO. Do we draw an Opal? We drew an Opal, yeah. That would be game. So we can dig more, but there's really no reason to when we have all of this here. I'm gonna use some of our extra mana to just grab another blue source while we're here. Yo, Jace! Thanks for the sub. 2 months in a row. You're a powerful wizard. Enjoy the new emote. You help make it happen. Do we have a time vault yet? We don't. Guess we can get a mentor in play. I never hurt anybody. We have a snapcast. We have a time walk in our yard, and they know we have a snapcaster in hand. They should probably concede from this point, but they're probably not going to. So just have to play it out. Just get another, we just have to make sure we don't draw our whole deck, basically. I petitioned the snap time walk from our opponent, but does not look like that's going to happen. So y'all get to see some powerful monks hit the board. I can, I don't know. Fastest way to go about this is. I guess I'll just snap time walk. Save us all some time. You know I had snap in hand. Like, you don't need to wait for me to do it. Fine. We're gonna bring in Lavinia, and we're going to bring in Flusterstorm, and I'm going to take out an island. Oh, we only have 13 lands to start. Yeah, 13 lands to start. That makes sense. I do want a library, though. Kind of agree with Cyrus. I don't really want Hercules. I don't mind one Hercules, but I don't really need two Hercules. We want the second Caracas, though, for opposing Cannonballs and Lavinias. Then we can just take out Tinker Blightsteel. Shouldn't need that. This is not a bad starting hand. No protection against our opponent, but not bad at all. Our opponent's on library too, which makes trying to go off on turn 1 here quite powerful for us. See if they have a force. They obviously don't want to force us if they can help it. Oh, interesting hand. Alright, so we're going to see what we can do on turn 1 here before they start to try to bury us with a library. Currently we have 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana. So we can PO for 3 to start. We'll fetch a ton. Tropical, I think. Yeah, we'll definitely fetch here. Small amounts of percentages. Losing an opal this early, not the worst, but I would rather get the extra card. Not the greatest, but I'd rather get the extra card for sure from our PO. So here, in order to PO, we have to crack our Lotus. I think we're going to start by just using the Opal to cast a Preordain and see where that gets us. If we can draw another... our opponent's hand here. They're still not necessarily playing the Remora next turn. I think I want to bottom both of these in an attempt to grab a artifact so we can continue POing. Lavinia. Okay, sure. They do get to stay on library, which is good for them, but they can't cast Crypt or Opal. If they hit a land, they can play Remora, but we could force it if we really wanted to. Didn't hit a land. So we can't PO anymore because we don't have the 4 mana yet, but next turn we do. And we now have a forest without pitching our PO, which is super nice. See if our opponent hits a land. They do. Do they cast Remora? Likely, I would say. But that's fine. They have to hit land. Is it fine? Do I want to just force it? They can't force back on our turn. We might not even care if we start to go off on our turn. Because they can't force back ever. We're going to PO no matter what. So I want to PO for 3. It's not 100% we replay Lavinia yet. Unless we hit a Moxen. This is at least going to come down for a turn. In which case they'll draw 2 more cards. Yeah, I think this is a force. I think there's some merit to not forcing, though. So we're looking for an artifact here. Perfect. Actually, perfect. So, if we choose to not pick up our Lavinia... Now, I think we can now not pick up our Lavinia. Just so that we can't get it forced on the way back. Okay, we're in good shape now. Now we have a 4 mana one. We can cycle this repeal as well. Probably shouldn't have done scroll first if I was going to cycle the repeal, though. The hits keep coming. We've drawn quite well off our POs. Our POs have been above average, for sure. Not correct here to preordain, so I'm not going to. Still don't really need to expose anything to force. Oh, that's really good for us. Yeah, there you go, Jace. Jas? Sorry, I don't know. Jace? Jas? Tell me and I will pronounce it correctly. I've decided I'm going to put all of these things onto the battlefield. I actually am probably supposed to not crack there. I probably want to play a jet so that I can have another blue source. It's probably not going to matter, but it's actually better to have an extra blue mana here than it is to have an extra monk. So I would advise not cracking there. I would advise playing the jet and using the jet because I already had a floating white from the previous iterations of PO. So definitely save the blue there so that you can ancestral and look to do more things. But take down the PO mirror.